every single day that you were gone, you and your little friends, you tried to tear down what I was building here. I'm done being used.
Make sure he hoards all that money so he can give it to all the new ex-WWE guys he keeps bringing in. Hey boss, would you treat me better if I was an ex-WWE guy?
This is about the Undisputed Elite and Bullet Club.
It doesn't matter how elite you are.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to In-Ring Chaos Wrestling Podcast. This is episode 3, and the title of this episode is this the beginning of Bullet Club versus Undisputed Elite? So make sure to tune in so you will know what is my opinion regarding the possibility of the Bullet Club versus Undisputed Elite. But we gotta start our show with topics in WWE, and it's been a crazy week in professional wrestling. So we gotta start about Vince McMahon, and Vince McMahon is under investigation by WWE's board for $3 million settlement to pay a former WWE employee in which he had an alleged affair with. This was according to Wall Street Journal's Joe Palazzolo and Ted Mann. Now, we have to wait how this story will unfold, and is it also a coincidence that Stephanie McMahon announced that she's taking a leave of absence from the company in about a month ago? I think not. Maybe she knows that this issue is coming out to the public anytime, and she's just saving herself. Now, we have to move to our next topic, which is Sasha Banks reportedly released by WWE. So, according to Raj Giri, that he's been hearing that Sasha Banks was released. He doesn't know if Sasha requested it or it was on WWE's end. Also, now let's go to AJ Styles versus Seth Rollins in an instant classic Money in the Bank qualifier. If you don't have much time to watch wrestling, you should at least catch the highlights of this match. There are moments where I thought AJ Styles would win this match. Seth really needed this victory since he has been in a losing streak. Maybe he'll win the Money in the Bank ladder match so that it could immediately put him back in the world title picture. But I hope there's going to be a last chance qualifying match, so AJ could still be in the Money in the Bank ladder match. AJ Styles is also one of the best wrestlers today, and just him holding a championship could elevate a lot of talents. At first, I thought that the unification of the WWE and Universal Championship was a good idea, given how the rules of the brand split are repeatedly broken, and also the number of wrestlers that WWE released in the past couple of years really affected the quality of the show. Now let's move to Elias returns to Raw next week. I don't know how can they pull this up. Maybe they'll just have an edited video of Ezekiel play on the Titantron so that he could look like Elias, or maybe they can just bring back Damian Sandow and play the role of Elias. But I'm interested. One of the things I'm looking forward on next week's Raw. And this, let's move on. And Gunther versus Ricochet, one of my favorite match from the past week. Ricochet versus Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship from last week's SmackDown was a really good match. Both their styles match very well with one another. Now I hope that the Intercontinental Championship would be treated like a world title now that Roman Reigns is in a part-time role. Alright, Sheamus and Drew McIntyre clash in a hard-hitting bout. I have nothing much to say about this match except that it was a really good match. When these two collide, it is a guaranteed great match. I also want to see Drew and Sheamus have another rivalry for the World Championship. Also, Sheamus deserves one more world title run. The guy is so talented. Now let's move on to another topic in which Judgment Day explained why Edge was ousted from the group. So Judgment Day explained that the reason why Edge was evicted from the group is because his actions contradict his words. Damian Priest said that Judgment Day was supposed to be a movement for those who are tired of living their lives for others, but Edge is acting as the leader of the group. And I think them turning on Edge is way too soon. I still can't take Edge as a baby face if just a couple of months ago he did a concerto on AJ Styles. He's being an a-hole in storyline, of course, and I'm supposed to have sympathy for him because his group turned on him. And now Rhea Ripley will also challenge Bianca Belair for the Raw Women's Championship at Money in the Bank, and I hope she wins. Judgment Day got a lot of momentum right now, and losing that match would extremely halt that momentum. And now, let's move on to another topic in which if Riddle loses to Roman Reigns, he could never challenge for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship as long as Roman is champion. You see, I still don't think that Riddle would win this match on SmackDown, but this is a sign that Roman's title reign would end soon. Last year, when the stakes for the WWE Championship was similar to this, Bobby Lashley lost the title on that summer to Big E when Big E cashed in his Money in the Bank briefcase. Now let's move on to AEW, and the Jericho Appreciation Society welcomes Sammy Guevara and Ty Conti to the group. So earlier in the night, during the hair versus hair match between Chris Jericho versus Ortiz, Sammy Guevara dressed as Fuego del Sol and interfered, costing Ortiz the match. It was later revealed that Sammy and Ty Conti are now part of the Jericho Appreciation Society. The group interrupted Jon Moxley and Hiroshi Tanahashi during their face-to-face segment. They attacked both contenders for the interim AEW World Championship and got some help from Lance Archer and El Desperado. At this point, they should just call the Jericho Appreciation Society just the Inner Circle. is literally the same guys with the deduction of Santana and Ortiz and the addition of Ty Conti, Daniel Garcia, and 2.0. And now let's move on to Christian Cage's heel turn, and a tag team ladder match was contested for the AEW World Tag Team Championship between the Young Bucks and Jungle Express, and the Jungle Express lost the match, and we have a new tag team champions. And I'm interested to see where this is going. It's obvious that Christian is going to turn on Jungle Boy when he started comforting him after his matches where he lost. Okay, so this is probably a match of the year candidate. Dax Harwood versus Will Ospreay. This is a really good match. This was a fast pace. I kinda wish they were given more time. After the match, Orange Cassidy returned, and it was later made official that Will Ospreay will defend the IWGP United States Heavyweight Championship against Cassidy at the Forbidden Door. One of the best wrestlers in the world versus a comedy act. Orange Cassidy is not for me. I'm not trying to discredit the risk he's taking whenever he is in a match, but his gimmick makes a fool out of his opponents, and am I supposed to believe that a guy that does lazy kicks can still get a victory over his opponents? And now, the possibility of Bullet Club versus Undisputed Elite. So Adam Page challenged Jay White for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship at Forbidden Door, but Adam Cole interrupts and says it's going to be Cole versus White for the title at the pay-per-view, and Jay White sneaks from Adam Page's back and hits him with a Blade Runner. Jay White said that neither of Adam Page and Adam Cole would challenge him for the title. Now, to me, this seems like the beginning of Bullet Club versus Undisputed Elite rivalry. I saw some predictions that it would be Kenny Omega that will challenge for the title, but we still don't know if he is fully healed from his injuries by that time. Also, another Kenny Omega IWGP Heavyweight Championship reign would be cool, but Jay White just won the belt from Kazuchika Okada this past weekend. So, let's see where this storyline is going, and that is all for today. And thank you for listening to this episode, and you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at JeffNB_. We can discuss wrestling there. Thank you.